One organization wants to revitalize Muncie with new additions to the city.
The future of Muncie.
And we're seeing just that on Ball State's campus. What new art exhibit is coming to Muncie?
And a major weather shift is on the way. I'll have the details coming up in my full weather.
From the heart of Ball State University, live from the Unified Media Newsroom, NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for being with us. I'm Tucker White.
And I'm Emily Harless.
Our top story tonight, Next Muncie held a community conference detailing their plans for the community's future. NewsLink Indiana's Lexi Esterly has more on the organization's plans for the city and all Muncie residents.
As the month of October begins, so does the future of Muncie. Today, the president of Ball State University, Jeffrey Mearns, met with members of the Muncie community to detail the plans that Next Muncie has for the city.
The focus of Next Muncie, at least at this point, is on the central city of Muncie.
The organization formed in response to a government initiative meant to revitalize communities with both a need and potential for growth.
We got ahead of that initiative and submitted applications to the governor to designate several zones in Muncie as opportunity zones. And what you're going to see, as you see on the map, we were successful in getting 4.
By receiving support from the government and developers, Next Muncie has already begun to push change in the community.
Last spring, just several months ago, they did round 1 or phase 1 of that investment. I think there was a total of about $30 million that were available.
The organization hopes the funding will enhance the quality of life for residents as well as promote new sources of development and employment. Members of the community hope the changes will bring new life to their home.
Well, I'm raising my children here, my spouse is here and teaches for the Muncie Community Schools, but we also hope that we continue to nurture this sense of place that we have found so prevalent here in Muncie.
But the one thing that is unlikely to change is the passion community members have for their city.
Just highlighted what innovative, creative, generous thinkers we have among the leaders in our community.
In Muncie, Lexi Esterly, NewsLink Indiana.
Next Muncie's future plans include the establishment of a river walking trail and the construction of a new Ivy Tech location.
The David Owsley Museum of Art has added another exhibition to its collection, titled Connecting to the Past, Committing to the Future. These pieces have been acquired from all around the globe for the past 3 years. It represents the past by having original pieces from well-known artists, as well as historic pieces from 5 different countries. The exhibition focuses on the future. A majority of the art was created by up-and-coming female artists.
The museum is something that appeals across a whole spectrum of disciplines, crosses the different colleges within the university, and I hope that we can attract students from all these areas involved.
This exhibition will be on display from September 19th through December 20th.
Ball State will be hosting the Bands of America Central Indiana Regional Championship this Saturday. It is the first time Ball State had the opportunity of being the host. Ball State's marching band, the Pride of Mid-America, will be performing as the exhibition group. The marching band's director, Caroline Hand, shared her view on how the event will impact both Ball State and the community.
This event is put on by the Bands of America organization, which is based out of Indianapolis. They put on marching band competitions all over the United States. And they asked if we would be willing to host one, which of course we are because it's amazing exposure for our band and for Ball State. This event is put on by the Bands of America organization, which is based out of Indianapolis. They put on marching band competitions all over the United States. And they asked if we would be willing to host one, which of course we are because it's amazing exposure for our band and for Ball State.
The competition is being held at Schumann Stadium from 8 in the morning to 10:30 at night.
And while the calendar may say October, that does not mean mosquitoes are no longer a problem. 13 Indiana counties are seeing signs of a mosquito-borne virus that causes brain infections. 3 people have died already. And you know, it is the first day of October. That does mean weather is probably around the corner.
Right, I'm looking forward to that cool weather, not only because I enjoy it, but also it'll be killing those mosquitoes. Liz, what do you have for us?
Yeah, guys, we're going to start to see a major pattern shift. Thank goodness we're finally out of that dreaded September. It was warm, it was too dry, finally out of that. But let's take a look at how warm and how dry we were. We were actually 7 degrees warmer than our monthly average for the month of September, and we were under 2 inches of our average precipitation totals that we typically see for the month of September. So very dry, very warm. Luckily though, here's the little silver lining for that. We've seen a couple of strong thunderstorms, but we haven't seen anything too severe for this month. In October, we will start to see this beginning week a major pattern shift on the way. We're going to have those full details coming up in my full forecast.
Thank you, Liz. One man is being released from prison after being convicted in the 2000 killing of an Indiana University student. A U.S. District Court judge ruled the Sixth Amendment rights of John Myers II were violated in his trial. Myers was originally convicted for 65 years in 2006 for killing 19-year-old Jill Bierman. No word on whether the Bierman family will pursue a new trial at this time.
New on NewsLink Indiana, the impeachment inquiry continues to heat up in Washington. Democrats are pushing forward and the Trump administration is pushing back. Nadia Romero explains what's next for the future of the nation and Trump's presidency.
You're being inundated with impeachment inquiry news, tweets, polls, and opinions after a whistleblower complaint was made public regarding President Trump's call with the president of Ukraine, where Trump mentions former Vice President Joe Biden and his son Hunter.
We have in plain letters the president's admission to what I think is sufficient for us to move forward with the impeachment inquiry.
There's nothing there. So I respectfully disagree with my colleagues who think that there needs to be a further inquiry here.
The president's allies taking to the airwaves.
The House wants to spend they've spent the last 3 years harassing this president, and I gather we're going to get another chapter of that with the impeachment episode.
But more than 220 House Democrats publicly support the impeachment inquiry. And Monday, House Democratic leaders issued a subpoena to the president's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, for documents related to his Ukrainian work.
I'll get all my evidence together. I'll get my charts. I don't know if they let me use videotapes and tape recordings.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, who was also reportedly on that call with the Ukrainian president, tweeting his concerns Monday that House Democrats are attempting to intimidate, bully, and treat improperly people who may have been involved. In Washington, I'm Nadia Romero.
And in the midst of the impeachment inquiry, the Trump administration is using his social media influence to push back. Trump tweeted and retweeted more than 100 times over the weekend, and his re-election campaign spent between $600,000 and $2 million on Facebook ads in the past week. The more than 1,800 Facebook ads mentioning the keyword impeachment have been seen more than 16 million times. These ad buys eclipse those of any other Democratic presidential candidate. Facebook says it does not fact-check political campaign ads. And Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is standing by his word that he is not being pressured by any foreign government to investigate former Vice President Joe Biden and his son.
Я хочу вам сказати, що я ніколи не відчуваю.
I understood. I'd like to tell you that I never feel pressure. I have lots of people who'd like to put pressure on me here and abroad, but I'm the president of an independent Ukraine, and I'd like to think, and my actions suggest, no one can put pressure on me.
Stay with NewsLink Indiana as we will continue to update you on the ongoing impeachment inquiry.
Despite vaping controversies, a new restaurant in LA says the bud business is still blossoming. How the lounge is taking advantage of the demand.
And McDonald's is rolling out a new deal. How you can satisfy your cravings for just 1 cent next.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. A Florida man is recovering after passing out in a restaurant from vaping. He says he only hit the vape for 2 seconds before fainting. His young daughter watched the entire thing happen. Maris Badcock spoke with the man and his experience coming up.
Sean Parton doesn't remember calling 911.
Sean, how are you feeling?
He's listening to the call for the first time.
I didn't think I'd hear that.
Hours after vaping from this cartridge, Sean passed out in this Wellington restaurant.
Did anything about the cartridge look strange when you got it?
Nope, because it looked the same as the others.
His little girl,
That's Layla.
3-year-old Layla, witnessed it.
She remembers a lot of it.
What?
Mommy's on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And you're in the bathroom with me.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll pass out.
It all started when Sean had an anxiety attack at work and couldn't get to his CBD cartridge at home. He says he asked a coworker to buy him one. Sean thought that cartridge was filled with THC-free CBD oil, which is legal. Now Sean and his wife worry the cartridge was defective. Sean was hospitalized for seizures. He can't drive a car for 6 months.
Synthetics are out there, and that's an unfortunate part of our space.
Jonathan Gary runs Earth Florida, a CBD shop with more than 70 products off Clematis Street in West Palm.
That is our vision, to be a Walmart of CBD.
He can't comment on whether Sean's incident involved synthetic oil, a defective cartridge, or something else. But he says there are inferior products out there.
You can buy empty cartridges from a company, and at that point fill it up with your own oil and pass that off as that company's brand.
Again, that was Maris Badcock reporting. We'll continue to keep you updated on the vaping epidemic. And despite controversy among CBD and THC vaping, businesses with the marijuana plant is still booming. LA is opening the first legal pot restaurant and lounge in the U.S. And you can call it Cannabis Cafe. The cafe even has flower hosts who help customers select the best strands for their desired flavor and effect. While the restaurant does sell food, none of it is cannabis infused.
And just in time for the first Cannabis Cafe opening, McDonald's is selling 1 million Big Macs for just a penny apiece. DoorDash is sponsoring the deal through Friday while supplies last. Customers can order online or on the app using the promo code 1MBigMac. Customers will also be automatically entered into a $1 million sweepstakes as part of the deal. And to drink with your McDonald's, Coca-Cola energy drink. The brand is launching its first ever energy drink in the U.S. this coming January. The drink got an early start back in Europe back in April. Get this, Coca-Cola Energy has nearly 4 times the caffeine in a can of regular Coke. The drink will have 4 varieties, including sugar-free and cherry flavors, and it will cost you $2.49. And you know, Liz Sefcek, our weather person, ended up putting a question on our social media this past week. What was your question that you had for us?
Yeah, you know what? I'll bring that up later. Right now, taking a look at radar, pretty clear out there. We're going to continue to monitor clear conditions overnight. We'll track out rain coming up after the break.
For those who serve today,
and those who served before them. For those whose sacrifice will never end. The Gary Sinise Foundation shows its gratitude through entertainment, outreach, and life-changing support. We can never give enough, but we can always give a little more. Find out how you can donate at GarySiniseFoundation.org.
Sometimes there's no do-over. Some things you can't rewind. That's when an extra safety step could mean the difference between a close call and a call to 911. Simple steps save lives. Learn more at poolsafely.gov.
Action!
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back. I hope you guys enjoyed your first day of October as much as I did.
Yeah, and you know, it is October. That means pumpkin patches are opening. A few opened this past weekend, but I don't think anyone's really going to want to go out to a pumpkin patch when it's still 90 degrees outside. So is that going to change anytime soon, Liz?
Yes, it is. And thank goodness, because I hated today. It was way too hot. I did not enjoy my first day of October in the slightest. And I'm really glad that's changing very soon. Once we start to pull up this graphic right here, radar is still pretty clear right now, but we're going to start to see a major change in systems. So, and that's when we're going to need all of those rain gear, which we've definitely been needing because September was abnormally dry. On radar right now, very clear, but as we start to zoom out, here is our next weather maker out to the west. And behind this, that cooler air that a lot of us have been looking forward to. So that is some relief in store, but tonight still struggling to get out of those 70s in some locations. 72 degrees in Muncie overnight tonight, 70 out in Kokomo, 71 in Indianapolis, and 70 out in Terre Haute. Another warm day is in store for us. Maybe not record-breaking, but darn close. 88 degrees for our high tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, but very gusty winds will stick with us tomorrow. We're going to track that out because if you've got any hats as trying to shield the sun, you're going to have to hold on to that pretty tight. As we start to take a look at it, we could see some gusts but at 18, 20 miles per hour as we start to push on through the rest of the morning, 22, 23 miles per hour. So something to just take of note as we start to push off later in your day for tomorrow. A lot of those start to die down, but what ramps up is some more precipitation. We're going to look for some spotty showers for the rest of your Wednesday and into your Thursday. A couple of these heavy at times, but for the most part, these will be very hit or miss and very fast moving as we start to push off from the end of your Wednesday and into your Thursday. Thursday still tracking out very quick moving system with us. But again, those temperatures are way cooler behind this and we'll see clear skies for your Friday. In the 7-day forecast, here is where that pattern shift really starts to kick off. We're still in the 80s, 88 degrees for your Wednesday, 83 for your Thursday. That's when we're going to track out some of those chances for some scattered storms and some scattered showers. But this is where we see that cool down really take place. 67 degrees for your Friday, some sunshine still back in the picture, some more chances for rain, guys, but I am so happy with these temperatures, and I know Emily specifically asked for some pumpkin spice latte in this forecast. I think there's going to be some pumpkin spice latte hot coffee weather coming up.
Yeah, I'm definitely kind of ready for that milk and cookies weather as well. Shout out to NewsLink Indiana's Assistant News Director Tyler Bremmett for getting me some cookies earlier today. It was very appreciated, but thank you, Liz, for that weather forecast.
Yeah, thank you for the weather. Now moving over to sports, women's volleyball looks to defeat Northern Illinois this weekend.
How the team is feeling going into the conference match next.
So if one cat has 4 kittens who reproduce every 6 months, how many cats will there be in 5 years? Who's got it? Is this... What is that? Seriously? Who threw that?
Cats are terrible at math, but they sure do multiply. Please spay, neuter, and adopt.
The solution is 10.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jake Merkel with sports. Women's volleyball is racing full speed towards the heart of Mid-American Conference play. Now, after 2 games, the team will go head-to-head with Northern Illinois this Friday. Here with more is Philip Chorzay.
The women's volleyball squad is looking to make an appearance in the MAC championship game for the first time this decade. The team is coming off a crushing reverse sweep loss, losing 3-2 to Akron on Saturday. With the day off on Monday, the team is now a bit more rested and ready for MAC West rival NIU.
Recovery is super important. We have been, it just feels like nonstop on the go since the season began. Now that we've into conference season, it gets a little bit more consistent with our schedule, which is nice.
The team's major issue, according to senior setter Amber Seaman, is focus.
I think the biggest thing to take away from this weekend is there were times when we were focusing on our side of the net and what we were doing well, but then there were also times when we were kind of letting the opponents do what they wanted to do and not really take charge of the situation.
The team is a young one. All 3 of the team's leaders in kills are freshmen. For senior middle blocker Sydney Van Beek, the leadership role comes naturally when guiding her young teammates.
I definitely love being a leader for all these freshmen. They're very easy to get along with, and they just want to learn and get out there and be the best they possibly can. So they've made being a leader pretty easy on me.
The match will take place at 7 on Friday in Worthen Arena. In Muncie, Philip Chorzay, NewsLink, Indiana.
Both teams will look to progress on their 1-1 conference record. Ball State was 12-4 in conference play last year compared to NIU's 9-7. They will try to chase down first place Central Michigan at the top of the standings. The AP polls have been released for the Mid-American Conference for swimming and diving. The men are projected 4th in the conference, earning 10 points, and the Lady Cardinals received the 7th spot, earning 15 points. Missouri State is slated to finish at the top of the conference for the men, earning 23 points, and on the women's side, it was Akron who took the top spot with 64 points. Ball State will begin their season October 19th at the Indiana Intercollegiate. NewsLink Indiana's high school game of the week will feature the Tinley Tigers going head-to-head with the Westdale Warriors. The Tigers have seen a lot of success this season as they are a perfect 5-0 on the year. The Warriors will look to turn things around as they are 1-5 through the first 6 weeks. The matchup will take place at Parker Field this Friday at 7:30 p.m. NewsLink will also cover the contest between the Yorktown Tigers and the Greenfield Central Cougars. You know, it'll be really interesting to see if Westdale will be able to turn the season around.
Yeah, you know, it is always unfortunate when you kind of start the season slow. Congrats to the Tigers, of course, for starting undefeated this season so far, but also moving on to the volleyball situation. I really kind of hope that they can make their way into this tournament. I love watching volleyball, and I think it'd be really interesting to make it into the championship.
Yeah, it looks like they really have a chance, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, all right, Jake, well, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, do you like chocolate and beer?
Then you'll love the new collaboration coming up next in Trending.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
Welcome back. Time now to take a look at what's trending.
Joining us now is NewsLink Indiana's Mary Eber. Mary, what do you have for us?
Well, a new collaboration is sure to make beer and chocolate lovers happy. Yuengling and Hershey's have teamed up for a new chocolate porter. For both Pennsylvania companies, it's a historical matchup. Yuengling is the oldest brewery in the U.S., and Hershey's is one of the nation's oldest brands. Yuengling Hershey's Chocolate Porter will launch on tap in bars and restaurants beginning mid-October across 22 states, including here in Indiana. The Chocolate Porter is expected to be available into February. The brewery says so you'll have plenty of time and won't have to race to try it.
Well, that sounds like a very interesting combination, just in time for this perfect fall weather.
Exactly. I'm a big chocolate fan, so I'm pretty excited for it.
Yeah, that's such a weird combo, too. Honestly, I never would have thought of that together.
Yeah, like beer and chocolate, you know, it's just, I don't know.
It doesn't sound very appetizing. Yeah. All right, let's take a last look at that 7-day forecast coming up. All right, so major pattern shift is on the way, and we definitely need to look out for it. You're going to start out the week with some shorts, some t-shirts, but then we'll get back into those 60s yet again. We'll see a couple of chances for some rain, but hey, for the most part, we're getting to that fall weather, and I am looking forward to that so much.
Yeah, and you know, fall is definitely my favorite season, so I'm very much ready for that kind of a pattern shift. Mm-hmm. It's a very much needed shift. So yeah, I'm super excited for it. Ready to go to the pumpkin patch.
Bust out those sweatshirts.
Like,
I'm so excited.
Literally, and I know we were making fun of my pumpkin spice latte earlier, but listen, I feel like it's appropriate to go out and get it now, you know? Like, it was a little early when it came out in August, but now I feel like it seems appropriate.
All right, well, that's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night at 6, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.